Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen Talk. Lisa, Lowe, JT, and friends. Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen Talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen Talk. Lisa, Lowe, JT, and friends.
Lisa, Lowe, JT, and friends. Y'all ready to cook up some conversation? Come on.
Kitchen Talk.
Let's talk.
There we go. What up, JT?
Yo, friends, what's going on? What's going on? What's going
You
on? Who
already
late? Who late?
know.
Hey, people.
Hey,
What's
hey,
going
hey.
on? Yeah,
Hey, Mr. Bruce.
Yes, sir. Another day, another week, another month, and we close to another year. You more,
Oh,
more
please.
months,
I
right?
mean, really? You had to say that?
Had to, man. We got to stay on it. We got to be vigilant because this times are changing.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Bruce? My brother. My brother. Yeah, Lisa, things are changing, man. We got to be on the ball, you know.
Oh, my
There's a lot going
God.
on in the country right now, in the world.
When I tell you this thing is not slowing down, I feel like time is speeding up.
You know, I've been starting to feel that way about things myself. It really does seem like time is speeding up, and I kind of hate it. I kind of hate it.
You know what that means? You're an adult now.
I know.
That's what that means. You're an
I don't want to
adult.
grow up.
I don't want to grow up, right? Even Toys R Us had to change their thing around.
I don't want to grow up.
They had to grow up. They had to grow up.
Oh, my goodness. I don't want to grow up. I don't like it.
Hey, it's part of the process, man.
I guess.
Things are changing. Things are changing. The world is getting very interesting. I mean,
Interesting is a good word.
yeah.
Interesting is a good word. Listen. This is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
That's what they do. That's what they do. I am so excited to always have this platform and to talk to people, have folks watching and chatting and just enjoying the conversation. I think that is the biggest thing, getting folks talking. I'm here with my guys. I love it. JT Plummer in the house.
Yep.
In your kitchen.
Yeah, I am. I could have. You better be glad I ain't on the toilet.
Listen, y'all will never see JT on the toilet.
That's a different show.
Never see him on the toilet. Y'all won't see him on the toilet on this show. Why? Because I control who comes in the room and who does not.
Well, and who stays in the room?
and who does not.
Yeah, all right.
And Sleep Moist is here with us. Yay!
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Oh my God. So I was thinking about this, guys. It's been a minute. We've been doing the live stream for a year now.
Yeah. I like it. I hope our audience likes it, but I like it. I like it
too. I like the platform. I especially like the fact that people can comment and we can see the comments versus, hearing about it later after they watched it on TV. So it's a pro and a con to all of it. But yeah, really cool. Really cool. We do have an invited guest. I'm not sure where she is. Miss Kim Black, the woman in the know.
She got to put on her hair. Under investigation.
She probably did something right.
She couldn't decide what she wanted to put on tonight.
Is that what it was? Now you know she gonna get you when she come in the room.
She come in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are talking tonight, just if it's under the sun, we're gonna talk about it.
It's a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. It is there she is. JT, you about to get it.
Man, come on in here. Come on in here. Ain't
What's up?
running.
It's been a day. Huh? It's been a day.
Yeah, it's still going for me. I don't know about y'all, but I got works to do. So
You and me both.
It is still going, definitely.
But what's going on under the sun? A lot.
There's a lot going on under the sun. So I do
Under
have
this hat.
what's going
It's a lot going on under this hat.
Going on under
So Kim,
Mm.
somebody had said that you was having trouble getting on because you couldn't decide which wig to wear.
I don't know why somebody in my business, but it was hot and I had to take the wig off. Because I've been switching wigs for the last 2 weeks.
Well, that means you blessed.
That means my head.
Hey Kelsey, I enjoyed you this morning or yesterday morning.
Yesterday,
Thank you. Yesterday morning.
teenagers.
So Kim and I go to the same church, and we have corporate prayer on Wednesday mornings, telephone. And so before the fourth Sunday, which is our youth Sunday, we have youth on the prayer line and they pray. And Kelsey prayed yesterday morning. It was beautiful.
She did. Listen, I couldn't even get on, and I pay her bill, and we got the same, and I couldn't get on. So I just stood at her door.
And listen to her.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? There's a lot that we need to be praying for. So
It is. So
What y'all want to start with?
let's dig into this. So
That is
I
no
want
lie.
to ask this one question. So a few weeks ago, Sam's had FAMU throws. Yeah.
And somebody went and bought them all within like 5 minutes.
They were
5 of
gone.
them.
They were gone.
Notice they ain't got no money to pay their credit card.
Gone, right?
Yeah.
So somebody sent me a text. Mind you, they were $20.
I told you they paid it with their credit card.
They were $20. Somebody sent me
They
a
got every last
text
one on.
of someone selling them for $50.
Now I wait on Sam's to restock. But that's entrepreneurship at its best. I just choose not to indulge in that.
I was feeling some kind of way because it's like you created a demand and then you jack the price.
I order online.
well, I mean, you can't be mad at the hustler. You need to be there before the hustler.
Apparently.
What you said, JT?
Apparently, I have one. Somebody gave me one, but I'm just saying. I was like, what? And then to me, okay, if you're gonna do that, fine. But be a little creative. Don't leave it in the same bin that you bought it out of Sam's.
Hey. If it works, it works.
But listen, it's
Yeah.
done every day. Yes, ma'am.
I know.
Supply and demand is done every day.
I know.
I
But
just
it's
choose not to
illegal.
indulge.
There it is. You remember on
That's it.
what's the movie? baby boy, it's either you a buyer or a seller.
Seller.
You got to sell. You got to decide which
Just
one you
about-
want to be.
Which way you go be? Lord.
And I
It's
choose
about
just
guns.
look.
It's about guns and butter. Guns and
And
butter.
butter. My kitchen look dirty, but I promise you all them dishes clean.
I can't.
Every last one of them.
We believe you, Kim. We believe you.
Hold on a minute.
Hey, what happened? Missed it.
You missed it. You missed it. Kim Black, you still on air. We can hear everything you're doing.
Right.
I hope you on pool or something like that.
Oh God, she wrecking the dishes.
She wrecking the dishes. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
This camera is a little wider because I had to get a new computer because I keep crashing them at work. I didn't know it was gonna get all my kitchen. My poor dish they clean. I just ain't put them up.
Man, you good. You good. You are good.
Well, this is kitchen talk.
That's what I'm
Kitchen
saying.
talk.
You good. You in the
So
kitchen.
we do
Get
have a
out.
question on the floor.
No judgment.
I wouldn't kill.
Uh-oh. Sorry, JT. Jamal.
I am in my kitchen. This is my
He is in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
This is my kitchen.
He's sitting over there in that corner.
That's correct. I'm in the corner of the kitchen.
He is, Mr. Bruce. He is in his
I'm in
kitchen.
my kitchen.
I had often thought of that question.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Often.
Yeah, this is my decor. You know, even in the kitchen, I have artwork. We don't play around here. We don't play
Oh
around.
my God. Here we
don't play
go.
around.
In the kitchen, I have pots.
Oh,
In the
God.
kitchen,
Few
I got
appliances.
I
Few
can't.
appliances.
I can't.
cups and
So
shit.
crazy. So crazy. So Mr. Bruce said he want to see some dishes and pies.
I just showed him.
No, I put mines away.
Oh, you throwing shade? You throwing shade? You really want to go there?
Sorry.
You really want to go there?
Okay,
just
you
grew a
know,
whole- he just
she'd have
grew a-
come back. She'd have clapped back queen.
He just grew a whole tree in front of your house. Talking
Ooh,
about
did you
shade.
see
Right.
it?
Right.
I thank you because it was hot. But let me tell you, I'm gonna cool down in a minute.
Well, this conversation about to get into it because
Right. So listen, I think we should take a moment and send light and love and prayers to the folks in Haiti. Hurricane just devastating, loss of life,
and
and
an
they were-
earthquake.
Earthquake.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
earthquake, not hurricane.
It's actually both. It's actually both. They had the earthquake first,
And then a tropical
Yeah.
storm came through, right?
Mhm.
then a tropical storm came through. Yeah.
Fred.
Yeah. So natural
Fred
disaster.
and Grace.
That was Fred.
No.
Well, they have Grace right now. Grace is
It's-
going through there now.
Okay, so did Fred bypass them?
Fred came through first, then the hurricane, then Grace.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a
That's
lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
He just had a horse walk by your screen.
You know, you praying for the people that's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you all know the president was assassinated.
Yeah.
It's like a lot going on at one time. So you know, this is the time when you need real leadership.
Yeah.
Kind of steer the boat, get it back in place, and help people to be encouraged and inspired to move forward. So we definitely sending out a lot of love and light
Yes,
to
absolutely.
our brethren.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely wanted to mention them tonight with everything that is going on. It is so much going on. So here's the other thing that I wanted to mention or talk about. And I want to know why, and I know this is going to sound funny.
You always pause. I don't know why.
Because I don't want to sound insensitive,
Right.
but I also don't want to sound like I don't really care. So I have
That's
to choose
something.
how I'm gonna ask the question. So the Taliban has
Right.
taken over Afghanistan.
Right.
Now, why is that on my news feed?
Me.
Go ahead, Black. Go ahead.
I asked the same question. What we got to do with the United States of America? I know we have troops over there, but they showed just how much they cared about their own country to lay down and let their country be overtaken with not even 2 weeks. It wasn't even 2 weeks. Why we got to keep fighting their war when they won't fight for their own?
Man, listen.
Fight for your own stuff.
I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, I got to go Bernie Mac, full Bernie Mac. Why the fuck we going over there? Trying to help them fight. We go over to his mother and we got to come here and help they punk ass fight they punk ass war. Why y'all punk ass government can't handle y'all motherfuckers shit? Cause go out there and put some on them motherfucking ass.
Disclaimer.
Children, leave the room.
Disclaimer. He had caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Well, it's
But
deeper than
he
that.
said what the majority really, we have so many issues within our own home, within the United States that we need to fix. We cannot afford to fight everybody's battle. Look how long we've been over the 20 years. You mean to tell me in 20 years with all the training, with all the arsenal, with all the jets and everything that has been provided for them, they can't fight for themselves? I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound insensitive, but I don't care because they don't care. Why am I be caring and they don't care? I care about the women and what they're going to go through. But as far as the men overall, I don't care.
Well, the thing is, it's a people's problem. And for me, I'm speaking for me right now. When the United States decided to jump into this war, they jumped in with their ideology, religion, and all of that in play. You got to think about the people. And because we've been there so long, we've taken away what they needed, right? Which is you can handle your own business. The United States is really at fault for helping.
Yeah.
In the wrong way, right? Yes, you want to help. Yes, you want to provide support. But there's a way to do that. And I think that's where the leadership fell within the 20 years.
Bush, right?
Bush, but not just Bush.
Not Daddy Bush.
I'm not even just talking about Bush, because Bush is the one who started the whole piece. But
everybody else kept it going.
Who kept it going, you know, and this is leadership across the board. It could have been done better. There should have been a better plan, not just in terms of helping, but exiting, right? Mm-hmm. So here we are today. We got to pull out. And as we pull out, these people are now doing everything they can to get out to keep themselves safe. Ironically, you see a lot of the Taliban people who are either being strong-armed or they're saying, hey, stay with us. We want to build with you. So it's a lot of mixed messaging going on over there. And it's sad because the strategy should have been in play from day one. And we went in with the wrong strategy. I do think there's some optics that we're not
privy to know. That's why I don't feel bad.
It's not, I'm talking about on our side, because I do feel bad about that. The United States is not
we cricket.
I'm not even saying, I can't even say the United States. I want to say there are certain people, right?
Crooked.
There are certain people who are very, very, that's the word right there, crooked, who they don't come in with the best intentions. Right. So they take, they steal, they plunder, and then they do it under the United States flag. And to me, that's a problem, right? Because a lot of these people, oh yeah, see, you know, that's a blessing right there. Black, you can open up your fridge.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
You know, Afghanistan, they're not opening up their fridge like that. You know,
no, they're not.
So, you know, it's a sad state. For me, I'm on the same lines of sending them some love and support because
Absolutely.
in essence,
I get that.
we put them in this situation.
Yeah, I get that. And I was reading about women's rights. Probably
That's the most touching part for me.
Wearing the
that's the part for me.
And just going back to that tradition that they were trying to get out of.
Correct.
But again, going to your point, France, were they trying to get out of it?
Correct.
That's
what
America that was bringing their ideas.
It was America. It was America trying to force their ideologies in on those people.
Correct.
What was touching for me is when the lady stood up and she said she knew the Taliban was going to kill her. I said, wow. That's something to know that at any time and that any day, your life is going to be cut short because you were a woman that spoke out. You were an educated woman.
Correct.
But then I think about the plight of the woman in the United States.
Yeah.
We went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's a different terms of what they're going through right now is so much rougher, so much worse because they're coming into their houses.
It's more aggressive.
It's very much aggressive.
Very much aggressive.
They're asking. I saw a story where they asked a lady to cook for a group of soldiers. The lady was like, "I have nothing to cook. I don't have anything in the house. Like there's nothing here for me to cook." And because she said that, they started beating her with the back end of the gun, right? And while her kids are watching this. So that's the kind of thing that America went over there to stop. But what was the plan of action to say, okay,
she got some punk ass kids.
What'd you say? These are young babies, JT. These are not grown kids. These are babies in the house.
But France, even
they
in that,
they don't never talk back. I'm sorry.
So crazy. Even in that, so you're saying that their plight you think is worse than the American woman plight, but that's what they were doing to Black women, period.
Well, they're still doing that to a certain degree to certain Black women. I mean, to a certain degree.
No, I'm saying slavery, they came in the house, did whatever they wanted to do. You know, their plight is
the what?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
No, I was saying I said they came in the house, did whatever they wanted to do, and the husband had to either watch or just know what was going on.
Right.
Watch or die.
Watch or die. I mean, it's nothing that we haven't seen. I get you on that. I'm just talking about today, in today's timeline, right? It's crazy that it's happening, but for me, one of the worst parts is people trying to get out of the country, dying at the airport, just trying to get out, falling off of planes, all type of stuff that, you know, if the people want to leave, let them leave, right? Let them go. And those who want to stay, let them stay. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues that I'm seeing, right? In terms of that conflict. Hey,
so
you ready to
where
roll
are
out?
they going? So now there's also a discussion about, you know, how do we handle the Afghan refugees that, you know, want to come to the United States?
Well, the United States have had that issue on the docket for years. Oh, we don't want nobody to come in, but then we let everybody. So, you know, hey.
They'll just let them open up a gas station or a motel somewhere, you know, free of charge with all the credit they can have. With, like they do all the time. You know, let them open up a hair store or something like that. Oh no, that's the Asians. My bad. But you know, we know that they can come to this country and get whatever they want anyways, while Black people here with 800 credit scores and can't get anything. But you know, that's just me talking.
It's a lot, but one of those reasons, JT, for that is that the countries back those people. So when people come in from other countries, the countries actually back them. Whereas in the United States, you are right, you're not getting backed by your own country, right? Within your own country. So it's a
Within.
lot.
But
It's a lot.
but not all of them if they're coming over here to escape.
No, and that's going to be the problem right there. Like what you just stated, you know, where's all this money going to go to assist? Somebody just stated that we needed help here, and we sending help everywhere else, and that's going to be one of the challenges where you have more people coming here that's also going to need that support in terms of housing, healthcare, all of the stuff that we've been advocating for. They're going to need it as well. So where are you going to find the dollars to make that make sense? That's the catch-22. Yes, I want you to be safe. I don't want you to live in in that type of atmosphere because you can't grow. I mean, at any point you could lose your life.
Yeah.
There's a lady there who was just a journalist, and she, just because she tried to talk to somebody, they was about to kill her. So it's that type of mindset that we're trying to stop. Unfortunately, as I stated, I don't think they went in with the right game plan. 20 years, you should have had a better game plan for this.
20 years, they should have been learning how to fight with all the utensils and all the artillery and all the training. We should not be still fighting their war within their cells, within their people. At some point, you have to man up. At what time did they decide that they were going to man up? They didn't. They laid down like cowards.
Well, the thing is, you got to look at leadership as well. So if I'm going to come in and provide that support for you, am I also providing the leadership, the guidance, the tools? I don't know if America really did that, to be honest with you. I think America went there to be the police. And as I stated, there are some people under the flag who went there to rob, steal, kill, and destroy and take whatever they can take for themselves. So it's a catch-22. I don't think they went there to support and to say, hey, this is how you run, this is some of the techniques you can use to run your country, techniques you can use to keep your area safe. Cowardly would be probably the wrong word for me. That's just for me.
It was a coward. They coward.
I mean,
that's your opinion.
They didn't learn too much.
And they got their opinion. They cowards.
Right. As they withdrawn troops. And it's like you get down to a certain number and you see them gone. And the Taliban, they've been watching apparently and studying. Like, you know what? All right, now's the time.
Well, it's crazy.
Go down to the north.
It was like, what was the plan of action in terms of withdrawing from there, right? And I had this conversation. Was it better just to get out like we did, like America did, or should they have done a gradual leave?
I think they were doing a gradual leave.
They were doing gradual. They've been doing Yeah, they ain't just say, everybody, let's go. They started pulling troops out months ago. They started pulling them out little by little, but they were just pulling out small amounts. They were pulling them out.
Well, I thought from my understanding, they put out a large amount. There's still people there. There's always going to be Americans there. That's one thing. They're always going to.
They better get on one of them. They better get on one of them planes.
I'm trying to tell you.
The large amount was when the takeover actually happened, and then that was
like correct. That's what I was saying. Once they saw, okay, a lot of y'all, okay, well, we're gonna come in, and then they took over. But again, I think there's some optics that we're not privy to.
Yeah,
that has happened, and here we are. The question is, what's going to happen next? Where you have other countries. I just saw this headline who are looking to work with the Taliban, and that's Russia and China.
Russia want to work with anybody. China want to work with anybody that's against the United States. So,
but one of the things you don't want,
new.
It's not
the word. This is the word.
We owe China a whole bunch of money, though.
We don't owe China nothing. They owe us everything made in China. We pay them enough. Everything you get say made in China. What we owe them? We don't owe them nothing.
Damn, you crazy.
Everything made in China. They done gave them enough. They gave them a monopoly on everything, all the toys, everything. It's made in China. So owe them. They need to owe us for allowing them to come over here and sell everything, and America can't even get ahead because it's made in China. We don't owe them that.
I think that what probably bothers me the most is that it's a possibility that it's going to get to a point where they're going to probably bring war to the United States.
Yeah. And that's why United States need to be at home and have all their troops at home to be able to fight for our territory. We have something. We have inward wars right here in the United States with different things that's going on. We can't afford to keep fighting everybody else's battles when we need to take care of home. You have to take care of home first. Everything begins at home first before you can go abroad.
Well, to me, in terms of safety, I think the United States is secure. In terms of finances, that's where I had the issue with. Because think about it, 20 years, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Out to take care of troops, to supplies, all of that. Where you have people here, of course, there's so many social issues that we are dealing with all the time.
Exactly.
Could have been paid for and could have been financed and to help out. So to me, again, that's like the thing that eats away at me in terms of 20 years, right? So the safety for me is not the problem. I think the United States is very secure, even with some of the, as they call, outdated technology. We're still very secure. The problem is, how are we spending our funds? How are we helping those of us that are here that need that support?
We're not. I mean, we're doing the bare minimum. We're doing the bare minimum.
So
just enough to say we're doing something.
And we talked about this last week. Here we are again this week. It comes back down to voting. It comes back down not just for the president, but everybody from the president on down. Who are we putting in office to make these decisions that affect us? And that's the craziest thing. You said, why is it on your news feed? Because it affects you. Even though it's way across the world.
It's way across the world. And I want to know, why should I care?
You should care because it affects you. Your tax dollars were at work for 20 years.
20 whole years.
So, you know what I mean?
And they just laid. Ain't even gonna shoot a pistol. Y'all gave us these AK-47s, but I don't want to use them. No.
I know. What do I do?
That's my story.
What did I do with this? I don't even know what they gone. I never shoot a gun before. Should I? What did I do?
So yeah, that's just
safety.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Again, we put them in that state. So, you know, once you take on the responsibility, it's your responsibility.
And not to mention, their leader jumped on a plane and went to another country.
Correct.
The person that sat and told them, hey, we're going to make things better. We're going to do these changes, blah, blah, blah. The minute that fire got lit, he got out of Dodge.
Well, you know, again, it's the United States that put him in power, right? Yes. And that's the problem.
The United States didn't vote him in. Those people voted him in because he stood before them. No, the United States didn't support that man. They went around telling people, you need to vote for him because he's going to do this and that. And
Kim Black.
What?
Did you not see our last election? Not our last election, the election before last with Donald Trump.
Why you got to talk about? We're not talking about our dirty business.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. These people, you said they voted him in. When you have that,
they said we voted in Trump and we knew it was a lie.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm being politically correct.
They did what they did in America. They have been doing in other countries for years. We're just gonna put the person who's gonna follow what we tell them to do in power. So if I know that you're in power and you're gonna do what I tell you to do, then you're my guy. So
I'm glad you said
we had an election. Yeah, people voted.
And they were so wrong.
But this is the guy we want. So guess who won the election?
They were so wrong.
If you think the United States had, like, you see how the last election went. If there weren't people at the vote, if there weren't people who are honest at the voting place, even the people who are collecting the votes, if they were not honest, man, Trump will be running the country again.
He would still be in office. That is absolutely true.
Regardless of how many votes went in. So that's the United States. You go to these other countries where these are hand votes.
Just now setting up the democratic process.
Correct. The democratic process, okay, it worked in America, but it may not work in in these other countries. So you got to let them run the way that they run, right? You can give them advice, give them tools, but that to me is the biggest problem. That we went over there without a game plan. We went over there to change the whole landscape.
Did somebody ask us to come over there? We just was like, we the saviors.
That's what we always like. We got to inches. It's like I'm with France. There are some things that we're not privy to know. And that's one of the reasons why we were over there. Yeah. But things ain't go according to plan.
Yeah.
And they took 20 years, or they done did what they needed to do, whatever they needed to do. And guess what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Things did go to plan, right? They thought it was going to be faster, but hey, we could be here longer. Let's get what we need to get and then roll out. Everybody's not above board, and that is the problem. But they're under the flag. It's the same conversation with policing in America.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great I know a lot of great officers. You know, I have family members that are officers. Great guys, great women. They put their lives on the line every day. But I also know, as we all know, that there's some crooked people who wear that badge, who have that blue, and they're not working for me nor you.
That was a good rhyme section right there.
Hey, you like that? You like that, huh?
Say it again. Hold on. Say it again.
They wear that. They wear that badge. It's blue, but they're not working for me nor you. That's essentially what's happening, and it's not just in the police. It's actually in the army too. You know,
I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And that's unfortunately, that's the problem. 20 years, you can mean to tell me in 20 years, everything that should have been done wasn't done. There was no plan. There was no exit. There was no who's leading. We just gonna leave you to the wolves. And that to me is the biggest injustice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leave you to the wolves. Okay, well, y'all wanted the country so bad, go ahead and take it. Okay, now that the Taliban has the country, what are we gonna do now? Do we have negotiations? Do we talk to them in terms of who's leading the charge?
Right.
Who we is?
We. You know us.
The United States.
They ain't let we decide that they were gonna go over there.
Exactly.
They didn't care nothing about we.
Oh,
I love her.
No, they didn't care nothing about we.
And to me, that's the problem. Again, we voted in people, and that's not we didn't always vote them in. A lot of times they put themselves in. Let's put that right. They got into office. They weren't doing the things that they needed to do to help the country, but to help themselves. And to me, that is the biggest injustice. And again, they did it under the American flag. So again, it's like a double. It's double. Like, man, you just dirty from. So I think we definitely do have to keep the people in prayer and light, because it affects us. Ironically, you think it don't. There's a book I read, and I mean,
I'm sure it does. I was just being facetious, but it's money, it's power, it's the world, and it all revolves.
Yeah.
And so it does. It definitely touches us in some way.
Go ahead, listening to D.L. Hughley today. I was listening to D.L. Hughley today, and he said that. He was like, the United States thrives off of war, not building up of a country, not building up our country, but starting war with everybody else. And people, go ahead.
There's a when I took American history when I was in high school a number of years ago, there's a term that they use. It's called warhawks. Warhawks. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to go into war because it was going to fuel their business. Again, it's all about self.
It's money.
How am I going to make more money? How I'm going to put myself and my family in the best position, even if it kills you and yours.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what it's doing.
Listen, Muhammad Ali was saying that. That's what he was fighting for. And you saw what they did to him. Muhammad Ali said, why do I need to go and fight them over there? I'm fighting a war here.
Right.
I'm still fighting for my own freedom in my own country. And you want me to go fight for somebody else? For somebody who didn't do nothing to me.
Right.
That is the problem.
And they don't, and the leaders don't go to war anymore like they used to.
Exactly.
So in the Bible days, they went to war.
Yeah.
That the leader went out.
You was
led the
the front line.
Now you up in the White House or whatever house saying, all right, y'all go ahead.
Listen, your boy Trump did that with the excursion down the last thing. It wasn't not even a war. He just told them go and take over the Capitol. Go and take over the Capitol.
Absolutely.
While he's sitting back and watching these people do all the dirty work.
Yep.
We got to be mindful of this game, man. We got to be mindful.
Absolutely.
And that to me is the unfortunate part, is that there are innocent lives, people that are affected by this foolery, tomfoolery, all sides.
Yeah.
All
but
sides.
I mean, it's like, again, the proverb of if you don't learn, from your history, you're bound to repeat it. So we've been doing this for years. Vietnam, this, that, the other. It's just an ongoing cycle. And it's in whatever, it's crazy.
Well, we talked about that again, right? Where the critical race theory. It's because they don't want you to know your history. They don't want you to know. They don't want
you to learn.
Nothing.
They're not interested in learning from their history.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because I could repeat it over.
And what was the other one? Saudi Arabia for the oil.
Operation Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had friends that went over. I had classmates. I mean, and people, and then they come back and you have nothing for them.
Correct.
You do nothing for them.
Correct.
You have not helped them in any way.
Correct.
Well, let me rephrase. Some of them. Because some of them came back and did better than when they left.
Because some of them went there for a different reason.
Because some of them had, we're not going to go there today.
Listen, some of them went there for a different reason.
Green light. Ain't no time for red lights right now. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
So here's something that I learned just recently. The GI Bill, right? So
go ahead.
White soldiers were given money. Well, everybody was given money to buy homes, right?
Right.
Well, in the white neighborhood and the white soldiers, they were also given stipends for maintenance and upkeep of those homes.
Yeah.
And the black soldiers and black community
was
not.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
So that's why I said they came back and got nothing, which is not all the way true.
Right.
It just depends on who you were.
Again,
so it depends on what color you were. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. It is no time for sugar.
That's why I have you and JT, Kim.
Lisa, can I tell you something?
It is what it is.
Can I tell you something, Lisa?
What's up?
Stop being a punk ass. Say what you gonna say.
I'm gonna put you out my broadcast room.
Oh God! Listen,
Okay.
one of the
I don't want him listening Bernie Mac no more this week.
Right.
Let Bernie Mac rest in peace, please, sir.
Hey, don't tell me what to do. Nothing else.
Oh, Lord. We
Go
need
ahead. Come on.
JT, we need living people. We need living people to be able to
Yeah.
deal with these issues that we have right now.
Find you a PG version.
Right. We need people who's able to make a difference right now. You know, bless my man, but he can't do nothing for us. What we need right now in our current state is leaders, people who are committed to the fight, committed to the ideals of real.
I mean, just human decency.
Decency.
Exactly.
Human decency.
Exactly.
We need people who could stand up for that. And ironically, that's not what we've had. That's why there's that disparity between soldiers. And it's so bad because you just sent that person to fight your war. And now they come back and you're not even that again.
That's the value.
Can't get a job, can't get health care, can't and
on the streets with food stamp card.
They have real issues, and now you're somewhat recognizing the mental health aspect of it.
No,
before you weren't.
I don't think they are. We have finally said we need to, right?
Right.
Not that they still don't even recognize that, right?
And so how could you not? How could you think, even if you're, I would imagine that even if I took someone's life in self-defense,
right,
that it would still affect me in some way.
I mean, you've seen it throughout time. People, that's why they say you don't want to take a life because it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing to swallow right there, because they went to fight for your principles.
And a lot of them were kids. You can't tell me.
My uncle was one of those. My uncle
how to process that.
My uncle was one of those kids, and the lingering effects of the Vietnam War with the Agent Orange. My cousin was born with a deformity because of the stuff that was sprayed, and he has really caught it. Like trying to get help with VA and things, you have to be almost sometimes incapacitated and can't really take care of yourself for them to step up and do some of the things that need to be done. And let's not talk about the PTSD. Oh my God.
And see, that's why
he's been functioning for a long, he just started functioning.
So that's the problem that we have when we have wrong leadership. Here's 20 years where I could have spent that money and those resources to build doctors, to build social workers, to build schools, to build. I mean, there's so many ways that could have helped us in some of our issues right now. But instead, we're going to use it to fight a war.
Another war.
Now, we don't need to be fighting.
Absolutely.
And a war that probably didn't need to be fought, because, again, with diplomacy, that could have probably stopped. I think we went there to say, hey, you're going to do it our way.
Right.
If you ain't gonna do it our way, we coming for you.
Which is the American way, because that is
what
Americans
or no
do.
way. We ain't
they
gonna
come over and they steal land and they steal people and they. Okay, I'm sorry.
So
no, you ain't sorry. You ain't sorry. Say what you gonna say, but mean what you gonna say.
Say it.
Mean what you say.
And let's move away from war, because it's just depressing.
Well,
I'm at war with my hair right now.
I think that's the problem with the war comments, is because we should be looking towards the future, right? And how do we help our future kids, our future? You just talked about the VA. We should have had all things in place to help these people. I mean, Lord, what is that, JT? Magic? No, Blue Magic?
Hair grease.
Don't ask me why I was just sitting at my counter. I don't know why.
I was going to say, why is it on your counter? Who you?
Because you ain't got no hair right here. I ain't understanding what that's about. But
He
let's
got,
move
he
on.
got some. He trying to do the waves.
You ain't got no ways with no blue magic. That's for press. That's pressing oil.
You can press down, right? Hey, hey. I don't know.
Okay. We had to take a praise break. We have to take a praise break.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Okay, let's move along.
you know what? Anytime Kim come on the show, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
We're not wild. We're just speaking true facts.
Facts. Now that's facts.
We're just speaking true facts. Whether they like the facts or not, it is what it is. I mean,
It is what it
truly,
is.
we can't do nothing about it.
I
Right.
know.
We'll talk about it.
This is so crazy. So I found this article really interesting. So there is a school district in Texas. So y'all know Texas governor has banned the requirement of wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
So any, I guess, federal, state-owned facility, whatever, cannot require or mandate that people wear a mask.
Yeah.
So the school district has found a way to wear masks.
Oh no!
What do they do?
What they have done is they have made masks a part of the school
Uniform.
Uniform. I was like, now if that ain't smart,
No, but why do I have to tell somebody? No, why I got to listen to somebody help me decide if I'm gonna be safe or not, or I'm gonna allow my children to wear a mask,
well, now,
mandated
Kim,
or not.
Kim,
It is not the school board responsibility. It is not the government responsibility. It is the parent responsibility to do what's in the best interest of their children. If you have a parent that says, "Oh, Johnny, you don't have to wear a mask," guess what Johnny's gonna do? He's gonna follow mom and daddy. But when you have some brown-skinned children,
You better put that mess on.
and so I think the point is that if you are with me as a instructor, as a teacher, I'm
You
gonna
gonna
need
put
you
on the
to put
mask.
I don't
I'm
care
not
what
just
your mom and daddy do.
exactly, because I'm not just protecting you, but I'm protecting me, and I'm protecting those that we come in contact with every day. That's within the classroom setting, within the office setting. Like, let me tell you something.
I'm protecting my family because I got to go
Go
home.
home to your family.
I don't want nothing that you got.
And I tell you, I'm not gonna let the government dictate to me, not even my job, on whether or not I should wear a mask or not. I am gonna do what I have to do to protect me. It's called common sense. I'm not leaving my health in the hands of nobody
We
but
already know that everybody don't have that. We done seen that from the jump.
Yeah, because I got in trouble because I told a coworker. I got in trouble because I sprayed a coworker with some. I sprayed it just a little Lysol.
Wait,
listen, Kim, this black.
I ain't sprayed. I indirectly sprayed her, so when she came out, she basked in the glow.
Right.
Yeah, walk right in.
She's sitting in the office with her door open, talking about, "Oh, it's my allergies." Girl, please.
Listen, black. Now, they was laughing at me before COVID. I had my Lysol spray in my room. I was sitting there like, why boys always spraying that room up?
Because
listen, it's not just COVID, and that's the problem that we have
it's
to
germs, period.
overcome that.
It's germs, period. People dirty.
Period. We got when you said common sense. It's not common. We already see that with our own leadership. These governors are not making common sense decisions. What my frat brother said.
If common sense was
common, everyone would have some.
And that's
ain't hardly nobody got.
A lot of people don't got no sense. They don't got no sense. So you're right, black. You know, you send your kids to school with the mask, but there's man.
In the book bag, in the purse, in the pocket.
School with COVID. You know the kid got COVID.
And you said
Sanitize
You
them.
way.
the kid at home, you send the kid to the school. It's like, are we really? If your kid have a cold, you need to stay. The flu. Before COVID, they were sending them to school with a cold, with
With
a
the
flu.
flu.
Because you know
With
what?
fever
But
and
listen,
everything.
they were doing it because they had to work. Even now, you have to work. So no matter what's going on, you coming to work with COVID. You're sending your children to because there's no more COVID leave. So now you got to take leave in certain jobs to where if you stay home for COVID, God forbid, that's cutting your paycheck, which triples down to other things happening in your life. Then hey, I can't let you stay home because if you stay home, I don't have no leave at work. So you got to go to school with sick and running nose. Come on now, and I get it. Common sense ain't coming. But they put people in such a situation
Correct. That was going to take me right back to
they're
Afghanistan.
making irrational decisions
Right.
and harming other people.
And that's the
I'm gonna
problem.
Lysol them.
And
I'm gonna Lysol them.
it came from leadership.
That's what I'm
Because
trying to say.
it could have, I believe we could have been further along had we
Right.
had better leadership.
Of course. Of course.
And this whole, it's a hoax. It's the Democrats done cook something up and all of that. We could have been so much further along.
Well, here's the thing. If somebody did cook it up, I still need to keep myself and my family safe from whatever they cooked up. At the end of the day, I need to ensure the safety of my house, of my community. And that's where the rubber meets the road. If we're going to open up the schools, okay, cool. Let's ensure that our people are safe. There's a word. One is just humanity. We used it before in this conversation. We just got to be one, courteous. That's another word, to each other. At the end of the day, COVID or not, flu, cold, if you cover up, we know how people get sick. So now let's cover up. Let's spray these things down. Let's make sure our areas are clean. But at the end of the day, let's be humane with each other. Let's treat each other like we are human.
Cough if you wanna. Talking about our allergy. If I won't put that Lysol on you, my name ain't what it is. It costs $5 a can.
You can't be spraying people.
Hey, we can fight about it later.
Listen, they used to come in my office and take my spray can. I'm like, God, look at that. They was laughing at me just the other week. What Mike Jones said. Back then you didn't know me. Now I'm hot. You all know.
I'm telling you, how many times I done stood for a COVID test?
8004. Sorry.
So we got to be mindful of each other,
Right.
and that's the problem with this mask mandate piece. I think that was a great idea to make it a part of the uniform, but at the end of the day, it should be a part of just common sense. It should be a part of just, you know what? I need to be courteous to the person that's next to me, in front of me, behind me, to the side.
Yeah. But everybody, I mean, we can go down a whole list to see why that won't work, because everybody does not feel the same way about everybody else.
But you know why they don't feel the same way?
One person, but I'm not feeling that way about everybody. Because if you did, you wouldn't nobody have to tell you mask or no mask.
But you know why a lot of them are bucking the system? Because my rights, I have a right. You don't have a right to put somebody else's life in jeopardy. Right. It's not about your rights. It's about securing yourself to help securing somebody else. I would look at some of these board meetings from different counties and different states. We have a right to do this. We have a right to do that. You're infringing upon my rights. Well, you have a right to die, but I don't have a right to die with you. That's your right. If you have a right to have a death wish, let that be your death wish. Don't give it to me.
And ironically, that's the problem that we're facing now. Now people are going to the hospital, and now they want the vaccine. Now they want the help, and we just got to do better as a community. We got to do better. There's ways we can get past this, but I like that approach that the school district took. Put it a part of Put it on. Put it up under the uniform.
I don't know what JT got going on, but that's distracting. I have ADHD right now. I have ADHD. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this.
My eyes doing like this at the screen. No, don't do that.
White people don't like to be told what to do.
JT said it. I
They
don't
don't like whatever it is.
I didn't get the full
White people do
statement.
not like to be told.
his computer act a little crazy. What
White
JT said
people.
was what JT said
People
was
of this
white
earth.
people. He said white people do not like to be told what to do.
Well, once again, it's the fight that we consistently fight. I do think that there's not just white people who don't like to be told what to do. Black
It's
people
many people
don't like to be told what to do. The question is,
But that
when-
is true. That white privilege is true now.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's
that's a different statement. That's
But
a
we
different
going-
statement.
Yeah.
We going back
That's
to
a
common
different
sense though.
So
We
yeah,
going
that privilege.
We going back to common sense though.
Yeah.
That privilege definitely exists. The question is not more or less the privilege, it's the humanity. It's people, period. What do we need to do to take care of one another? And that's the fight. But like I stated earlier,
that's the
there's
fight
people-
across the board
That's the fight.
because systematic racism,
Right.
how people treat each other, how people treat different cultures,
Correct.
how people treat different races. If you're not like me, then
Or don't think
you
like
know,
me.
Mm-hmm.
or won't conform
Correct.
or
Correct.
simulate to
Right.
what I think and what I say and how you should
You have a
be,
problem.
in your place or whatever.
That's why I don't have no
then
friends.
Then it does,
I thought I was your friend, Black.
I thought I was too.
Y'all motherfucker, I don't really have no friends, but everything you said, I said, that's why I ain't got no friends.
Because you keep it real.
Well, there's a lot that we're fighting for, and I think that brings the whole conversation to full circle. All the way around, there's things that we should be fighting for here in our own country, and when we can get those things right, we can help other countries, right?
Absolutely.
But we continue to fight the good fight and pray for those who are going through whatever they're going through. But we need to do better. We could do better. And that's to me the hardest pill to swallow.
Is
The
that
only
we
reason-
could do better.
I know we
And
could
we
do
Choose
better.
not to, but they
And-
choose not
and
to.
It's a choice, right?
Easily.
Kim?
Choice
It's
by
a choice not
the
to.
wrong leadership. It's a
not to.
choice by the wrong people to say,
Sometimes
hey,
it's not leadership, it's just the disobedience of the people. You can't
well, that's
always
why I
put
put
this
people in
on
there.
leadership.
Correct.
Yeah, we
Correct.
had some raggedy leadership, but people have their own
Oh my.
mind.
Yeah,
That's
And
why
they're entitled to believe and feel the way they're
Correct.
entitled to believe and feel. They're
Correct.
entitled to act upon, but you are not entitled to put somebody in harm's way. I don't care what you're just not entitled to do that. And if you feel like you are, then you just, you just catch some unchoice words. If I want to be around you, catch that Lysol.
I agree with you. That's why I said it's not just leadership, it's the people too.
It's the
It's
people.
the
We
wrong
hard
people.
headed.
The wrong leaderships and the wrong thought process. We got to go from fix to growth.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely the thought process too. Because there are so many people, and I'm gonna say that are non-black that feel like they better than black people, and they not always white people that feel like they
And
better
they
than black
skin just
people.
as brown as ours.
And,
Yeah.
and it's a whole thing. So how come you can't just look at me like a person that bleeds just like you? If you cut me, our blood gonna be the same color.
I promise God is the same color as it runs through the
Yeah.
veins.
It's gonna be red. Now,
Unfortunately,
mine happens to be a very beautiful, deep, rich kind of
you
red.
better be
It's
happy
rich.
it's your birthday.
It's rich. Oh yeah, it is.
That's
See my
right.
earrings?
Oh.
But the point is, we all, if you do your history lesson, if you go back to the beginning, it all started in one place. If that's what you believe, But come on.
Well, Lisa, a lot of these people never been cut, right?
Wow.
A lot of these people never had to go through.
Now,
what
you
we've
know
gone
what? You said
But
that right there.
What
That-
is it?
So if you never been through it, right, you never really understand what that person has gone through. So you're right. And two, if you don't want to learn from it. So I don't have to get cut to know that my blood is red because somebody had got cut and okay, your blood's red, my blood's red too. So I think it's again the mindset that these people have. And until we change that from growth to from fix to growth, we're not going to change. And that's why I believe we could do better. I know we could do better.
Yeah.
But we gotta we as a people have to start stepping up to say, okay, we don't need you to run this show.
That's right.
We need to do better and start saying, you know, we need to start reading more. We need to start educating ourselves more. We need to start being there for our family, for our community, for our country.
Absolutely.
And those of you that are against that, you got to move to the side because
Absolutely.
there's more of us than there is of you.
And
that is the difference.
and the census has spoken that our
Yeah,
numbers
don't
are
say-
rising
Don't say it.
and some other numbers are decreasing.
So I got my t-shirt on today. I wanted to show that.
I got a new shirt.
It's not
You
that
got a
I'm
new shirt.
Superman.
You got a new shirt.
It's not that I'm Superman. I wanted to share that we have superpowers, but we got to use that power. And that power starts with
Use it
for
for
good.
good.
We got to use it for good. Unfortunately, all our conversation tonight was about people using their powers for evil
For evil.
and using our banner, whether it's the police or whether it's the United States. They've been using the banner to do whatever it is they want to do and say, yeah, we doing it for God. That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
I'm done.
absolutely.
I ain't got nothing to say either.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Oh my goodness. You know what? We didn't even touch the last one, but I did that
What's the last
time,
one?
so I'm
What's
not
the
gonna-
What's the
I'm
last
not
one?
gonna mention it because Kim will have us on here for another
What?
40 minutes.
No. What you talking about?
I gotta go to work in the morning.
Me too. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right, because JT left us the last.
You know, because the check engine light then came on. Can't stay up like you used to, huh?
I thought you was Superman.
He done. Listen, so Fran got his new shirt. He showed us his new shirt and stuff.
Listen,
So what's the
I'm ready.
last? What's the last?
Hold my Lord. Hold my tongue, Lord.
What's the last subject?
The American Idol girl that lost her kids.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And the injustice. But I
I
didn't.
can't really get a true. Kim, what?
There's something else behind that.
It is. It's
What?
like you can't really find. They
Tell
took the
the
baby.
story. Tell a story and shame the devil.
Okay, what happened, Kim?
That heifer wasn't doing what she was supposed to do with them children. Them people that just take them children because he was not taking my milk. And he was man. No, you wasn't feeding him because they got supplements. It's called formula. You was on American Idol, you got a couple of dollars. You've been on Broadway, you got a couple of dollars. If you do your milk where your breast was not making milk, you gotta get your baby some supplements at 18 years old. Why he's not eating? But see, it's two sides. I'm gonna play devil advocate. I read about how the doctor react, that she's always overreacting. So my thing is this. My whole thing is this. Why was your child malnourished? You took your child to the doctor. There had to be.
Why they came and got the other one though? Stop them.
First of all, they just took one baby.
They took the 18-month-old.
But you got another one. So why they ain't take both of them at the same time? I missed something.
They took the 10-year-old later at a traffic stop. They stopped them on the road and took the 10-year-old.
Correct.
they wouldn't have got my cheer.
And see, that's what I'm like. That's why I'm like, what? Really? What's going
It's
on?
that whole story to me is some missing pieces to that whole story to me.
And you
And she
can't
could
find
be
them.
getting, but listen, but she could be getting railroad. But it's just that I don't. It ain't if it don't feel right.
Let me say this.
It don't smell right.
You're right.
It ain't right.
It's not right, and we don't have all the information. And I felt the same way. But at the same time, in terms of being social services,
They're not that aggressive.
Well,
and that you're not being harmed.
The thing is that how could you just? In my mind, I'm like, why would you just take somebody's baby away? We could bring people in to ensure that the baby's safe. Come in and check the house every day.
Right.
We got. That's what I'm saying. We got resources. We're sending people to a war when you could be sending people door to door to check on these kids. You can send people the health care they need, the social services they need. This
is still available. We still have that. We still have that resource.
No,
for social, for child,
that lady is not.
For child protective services to be that aggressive.
Right.
Listen to me good. I had a whole house uprooted. And I'm here in Tallahassee, in the house in Pensacola. Disband, uprooted, 7 kids, disband. So when child protective services is that aggressive in a situation, something is not right.
Yeah, there's some. I do believe that. I do believe that something is. We don't have all the pieces.
Somebody cooking for Cocoa Puffs.
But Kim, going back to what I stated, this, and she kind of stated this too. I think it was her husband who stated this.
That ain't her husband. That's her significant other.
Her significant other. This actually hurts in so many other ways in terms of mental health, mental abuse. There's so many rippling effects. And if child support services is going to be that aggressive, let's be aggressive in it. Like I said, there's different ways.
Solution, get them some help. But they usually on the real tip for somebody who had to. I've dealt with them on. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
And I'm not saying about my own kids, but about different people in my family. But what I'm telling you is, if they're investigating,
right,
and then when it comes to small children, they're gonna be out within 24 hours.
Right.
It is something not right. Mama and boyfriend or whoever, they're not just squeaky clean. It's something not right. They're not telling the whole story. They're not being that aggressive with her, not letting her see. First of all, a real mother, when that first child and you haven't done anything wrong, you gonna fight to the gods for your child. When I tell you to the God, baby, you're gonna be on your knees praying, and you're gonna be knocking on doors. You're gonna be doing everything you got to do to get your children back together. You're gonna be petitioning the court. You're gonna aggravate people to death when you haven't done anything. You won't allow the system to intimidate you. You won't later, and then they come back and they get another child. No, they had one in custody.
Right.
Then you come back and get another one, and they didn't get them on the same day.
It's something else to that story. I definitely believe that. But I do think, again, there could have been some intervention early to prevent what had went down.
But it has to be recognized and exposed in order to give interventions. The intervention did not happen until she reached the hospital. Now, I'm telling you, I'm saying with officials that are mandated to report. Right. Those interventions didn't take place until they actually was aware that there was a problem.
So here's the thing, Kim. Yes, there's a problem that happened, right?
There's a problem.
So when you see a problem, that first instinct is not, I'm just gonna go in and
take kids.
That's exactly what happened in Afghanistan.
Right. Listen,
that's not one problem.
No.
We're gonna go over there and change the whole landscape.
But we don't have all the pieces. We have some very valuable pieces missing to this puzzle.
We do.
So we can't say after just one time, just that CPS services.
The only time.
Yeah, I just don't believe that this is the only time that they have been involved in her life. This is not the only time when it has come to those children that they have gotten involved. For them to be this aggressive, they're not aggressive off, because the doctor said, no.
Yeah,
She has had
there's more to
previous,
the story.
and
They
they
got to be.
releasing that, but she has had previous issues
Right.
with Child Protective Services.
But you know, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, man. I've had a friend who had. I'm talking. This parent is phenomenal. A phenomenal parent. Phenomenal. But a counselor at the school misspoke about something that happened in the house with the kid. The kid said, "My mom disciplined me."
Oh,
So
they
the
abuse
lady
you.
at
Do you
the
see a well?
school- Listen, the lady at the school took that, ran with it, brought it to Child Protective Service. They literally put the lady on trial. She had to go through so much for her own kids, advocating like, no. She took this out of context, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, there is so much that we are missing from the story. But there's
Life and
also
death
some
in
stuff-
the power of the tongue.
Correct.
That child said
Correct.
something, and you know
Say that
how
again,
we
Lisa.
talk, but you know how other people talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
see,
Because your baby ain't just mal. No, you ain't. No, I just wasn't feet. The stupidest statement in the world. It wasn't taking my milk because it was running out. It was drying up. Good. That baby need to be on baby food, and
Well-
they got formula. No.
Yeah,
So
18
let me
months.
tell you-
Mentally ain't clicking there.
18
I'ma tell you
months,
something
they
that
should be
one-
eating baby food by now.
my principal, Miss Heyman, at the time, she and I had a conversation, still holds dear to me. She said there's one license that you don't get to have, that you don't have to take, right? We get a license for everything, a car, the drive, all of it. But to be a parent, the most important job that you have to take, these people don't understand the responsibility that comes with being a parent. And that's the piece. I think, again,
And
if
that's
the mom-
leadership too.
if the
All you gotta
mom-
be is 35 and a natural citizen, and you can run for president.
you can run for president.
Ain't never.
If they found out the mom had some issues, there should have been some people there to say, okay, let's provide some support. You know, what's that pregnancy when they have
Weak.
depression after
Oh,
pregnancy, postpartum. When we see these clues, we need to jump in, regardless if you're famous or
You about
not.
to go to a whole nother level because we see postpartum in certain women.
Yeah. And certain women we don't.
But
And they be
other
in
women,
postpartum.
we don't see postpartum. We don't see problems with pregnancy. That's why our fatality rate is higher.
Correct.
Our birth defects are higher.
Correct.
Our hysterectomies are higher.
So again, you see the problem, and yes, she may have a problem. You're right, Kim. There might be so much more to this story, but what can we do before we uproot the whole family? Let's think about, okay, we'll have somebody come and visit you every day to check on you, to check on the child. We're going to have a counselor to talk to you about things that you need to do as a parent. You're right. She may not have known that her breast milk done ran out. She need to go.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You ain't finna put that in there.
And they don't know how to take care of these.
You know when you drying up.
I was just watching something. This family was put in court because, and this is a
we're going to bed tonight.
white couple that let the baby die because of lice in the baby hair. They did not wash the baby's hair. The baby died because the lice sucked the blood out of the baby. So these people getting
you find these shows at?
Listen,
You stay off TV.
I stay on top of it.
Stay off the TV.
You got the premium channel.
There's
I did
people
my basic cable.
There's people who get on this stuff or who have these kids, but they don't know how to. It's the same thing. There's people who get a car, don't know how to take care of the car. They put in the gas, in the oil, don't know what to do.
But guess what? You have to learn.
You have to learn.
You have to learn.
Or you will tear up a transmission like I did.
Or you will lose your children just like she did. Oh, girl, you don't tore up a transmission.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know.
And I know I'm
You
about
don't
to tell my
know.
age, but I don't care. It was a Cutlass Supreme.
You mess with a Cutlass.
Yes, it was my daddy's.
Two
And he
dollars.
was like, Lisa, when the last time you checked the oil? I was like, you ain't tell me nothing about no oil.
So it's the
I
same
just
thing
told me to
with
make sure
babies.
there's gas in the car.
It's the same thing with the baby. These people having babies, and they
You got to
don't
tell
know how to take care of the babies.
No, they don't
You
know.
already see it. We saw with 45. These people didn't take care of 45 for 45 to have that type of mindset, and his kids to have that type of mindset. Somebody needed to intervene. I'm sorry.
Long time ago.
Okay, listen. This has been Kitchen Talk. And
CTC.
friends always make us go over, and then we add Kim Black to the mix.
I ain't did nothing but told the truth. Ain't that right, JT?
Not a
See that?
thing.
Fine.
So we are so grateful that you guys are hanging in there with us, that you watched the show today. We're gonna be back next week, and it is my birthday week. So
Happy
we-
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
So,
Ain't got no
as
money.
you know, thank you, Kim. As you know, we're doing our summer subscriber campaign. We will do our drawing next Thursday on the 26th. So tell a friend, tell a neighbor. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then that is for your chance to win $50 gift card, a guest appearance on the show, some tax preparation help, all of that. That's what we're giving away next Thursday, my birthday week. I'm so excited. You can see my earrings. They say legends are born in August. Yes.
Can I join in on the comment? Can I get a gift card?
Kim, we talked about this the last time.
I just don't understand why listen, I'm just gonna say this. Why are the rules so stringent? Why do we have to follow the rules?
Right.
First mask, now the sweepstakes. I can't do anything.
You know what, good people? Listen, we're gonna let Kim have us because it's time for her to go to sleep or something.
How you know? I paid first because I'm tired.
Thank you all for joining us. Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
That's what they do. Thank you.
I ain't cooked though.